Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash.
Okay, for instance, you'll see a guy headlining at the Spear. They probably be getting a couple of $1 million. But you'll see a guy on the undercard of a big show probably making more money than that guy.
Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too.
Terence Crawford calls out Floyd Mayweather for chasing fights solely for financial gain. He makes it clear that he has zero interest in fighting Mayweather and never even considered it. Crawford argues that these kinds of matchups are not about proving greatness but rather about building hype to cash in. In his view, Mayweather cares more about money than competition, which is why he continues staging exhibitions after retirement. Crawford adds that Mayweather already had his time, but this era belongs to him and he won't let money-driven proposals take away from the legacy he's already secured in boxing.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting.
Yeah.
I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Yeah, like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Observers claim that Floyd Mayweather's latest boxing appearances focus less on sporting legacy and more on financial reward. Once praised for his defensive skills and flawless record, Mayweather has now leaned toward exhibitions that deliver huge checks but little sporting relevance. Analysts point out his constant flaunting of wealth, showing he doesn't need the money, yet still pursues these fights. This has led many to believe that after retiring, his priorities shifted completely to money-making ventures rather than competitive battles, leaving some fans disappointed with how his career has unfolded post-retirement.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash. We see it a lot. These two don't seem to need the money. So I don't understand the need to do this. When talked about it, Mike Tyson said, I still can't believe Floyd wants to really do this. It's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it. So it's signed and it's happening. Hey, when Mike fought Jake Paul, a lot was made of him being 58 years old. He's in tremendous shape. I mean, I saw him, and even in there, right? He couldn't get going at the rate that he expected, but early, he was fighting like Mike Tyson. Fighting like Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather's much younger, but he's so much smaller. So I get why Mike is like, yo, I don't know what this dude wants to do. Because there was a world where no one would ever thought that those guys would end up in the ring together. And again, they don't need money. I imagine, though, it's going to be a boatload of money.
Former champion Timothy Bradley has been vocal about the idea of Terence Crawford facing Floyd Mayweather. He argues that Floyd often struggled with southpaws, and Crawford's all-around style would create major issues for him. Bradley insists that Crawford has weapons Mayweather could not neutralize: switch hitting, precise timing, and adaptability inside the ring. He rejects the notion that Floyd was untouchable, claiming Crawford's versatile approach would penetrate his defense. Bradley even suggests Mayweather isn't as great when matched with fighters like Crawford, adding fuel to heated discussions among supporters of both fighters.
Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that backhand, the way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too? Man, that bull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counterpuncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep. I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford is the most complete fighter that I've ever witnessed in real life.
Conversely, several analysts believe comparing Crawford with Mayweather is unfair. They note that Floyd's resume is stacked with high-level opponents, while Crawford hasn't faced as many names of that caliber. From this perspective, the comparison lacks context since Crawford's achievements, while impressive, don't yet match Mayweather's historical impact. These voices argue that Mayweather's legacy is already secured in boxing history, whereas Crawford is still writing his story. For them, it is premature to put him on the same level as Floyd, even though his career is trending toward greatness.
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult shared a daring take, stating Terence Crawford deserves to rank above Mayweather for one critical reason. He emphasized Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez, pointing out that Floyd, despite his legendary status, would never have risked such a fight in the same way. Showbiz highlights how Crawford jumped up in weight to challenge a prime, dangerous Canelo. In contrast, Floyd was more selective, timing fights strategically. That willingness to take risks, according to him, raises Crawford's legacy above Mayweather's carefully managed career. It's an opinion that shakes the narrative of Floyd being untouchable in boxing history.
Why is Terence Bud Crawford greater than Floyd Mayweather? Or better than Floyd Mayweather? Greater is a little bit different. Greater is impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence Bud Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would attempt to do that crazy shit. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler after being gone for 5 years type shit. Never being at middleweight, first fight at middleweight, being against Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Terence Bud Crawford never been on middleweight shit. The most he's been is super welterweight, and he was only there once. And he's fighting at 168 against one of the greatest super middleweights of all time, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, reigning undisputed champion at super middleweight. That is unheard of, and that's something that Floyd Mayweather wouldn't even attempt to do.
Terence Crawford himself has grown tired of the non-stop comparisons to Floyd Mayweather. He has repeatedly stated he has no intention of fighting Floyd, stressing that Mayweather had his moment in a different era. Crawford insists the present belongs to him, and instead of dwelling on the past, fans should recognize what he is accomplishing now. While he respects Floyd's legacy, he believes careers should stand on their own. To Crawford, the obsession with linking him to Mayweather is unfair, especially since Floyd is retired and past his prime while he is still establishing dominance at the top level.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
Danny Garcia, who has battled elite names throughout his career, gave a neutral response when asked about a Mayweather versus Crawford matchup. Rather than taking sides, Garcia predicted it would likely finish in a draw. He explained that Floyd's defensive genius combined with Crawford's offensive versatility could neutralize one another in the ring. Garcia's stance reflects the mutual respect both men command, as many feel their abilities are so evenly matched that even a fantasy showdown would end without a decisive outcome. His measured opinion added yet a...
Crawford has the tools to beat him. He has the long arms. He switches lefty and righty, but Floyd was pinpoint accuracy, tremendous defense. I just think whoever... At 147? That's tough. I don't know. A draw.
Okay, what about Oscar De La Hoya and Crawford at 54?
Oh, man, Oscar was a hell of a fighter, man. I think they could beat each other, to be honest. I think Oscar could beat him. Oscar's a hell of a fighter. He got great jab, good footwork. Oscar was a tremendous fighter. I feel like people really overlook his resume. He's an Olympic gold medalist. That's the hardest thing probably to get. It's harder than the world title.
Former champion Shane Mosley believes Floyd Mayweather's size would ultimately work against him against Terence Crawford. Mosley argues that while Floyd was technically brilliant, he was simply too small to handle Crawford's strength, reach, and adaptability. He suggested Mayweather's defensive brilliance could be offset by Crawford's ability to switch stances and control space with his physical tools. For Mosley, that's the key difference. Floyd excelled against opponents closer to his own size, but against a naturally bigger and stronger Crawford, the gap would be overwhelming. His comments underline how size...
Even though I've got serious personal differences with Terence Crawford, and I have ethical issues with Terence Crawford in the way that he negotiated certain things and certain things went down. However, at this point in his career, and I really believe since he's at 135 pounds, there's no questioning the greatness and how terrific a fighter he is. So after he beats Canelo Alvarez and becomes the undisputed champion in his third weight division, people start asking the question of whether or not he's better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I think that is a fair question. And the reason that I say that is because they're the same size. They're the same size. They fought by and large in the same weight classes, and dominated right after one another. Really, there was the period of Andre Ward in between them. I would love to throw Andre Ward in the conversation, but I don't think that the comparison is as clean and easy to make between Terence Crawford and Andre Ward as it is between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just again, because of the similarity in the weight classes that they fought in. So when Shane Mosley chimed in and talked about the two, my ears perked up. Perked up because if you recall, Shane Mosley was the one that gave Floyd Mayweather Jr. his most dangerous fight, without a doubt. His most dangerous fight, the one where Shane Mosley landed on Floyd Mayweather 2 times and rocked him in the first round. Shane was an older fighter. Floyd bared down and won the fight.
Showbiz the Adult offered a more nuanced perspective when comparing Mayweather and Crawford. He pointed out that Crawford's win over Canelo has fueled arguments that his legacy could rival or even surpass Floyd's. Yet, Showbiz warned against reducing the debate to a single fight, reminding fans that legacies are built on more than one moment. While Crawford's victory was monumental, Mayweather's career represents decades of sustained dominance across divisions. For Showbiz, any fair comparison must account for consistency, opposition quality, and long-term impact. His balanced take honors Crawford's greatness while still respecting Floyd's established play.
Not add a heavyweight to my Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore is best boxers. Greatest is different. Greatest is impact. Now you're talking Floyd Mayweather, you're talking Muhammad Ali, you're talking, all those guys, Sugar Ray Robinson, everybody. But this is best. And sadly, when it comes to the heavyweight division, just by nature, the little guys are the better guys, okay? Not only are they better skill-wise, they have more opportunity to do greater things. Because they're small, they could go up weight classes, they can kind of test themselves more. The heavyweight division is at the top of the mountain, all right? So they're the badasses of the badasses. You kind of go up to them, but they can't push themselves up much. more, except for within their weight class if they fight a very big guy or whatnot, like Usyk did with Tyson Fury.
Trainer Stephen "Breadman" Edwards provided a refreshing outlook. He urged both fans and media to stop forcing constant comparisons and allow Crawford to enjoy his accomplishments. Breadman emphasized that Crawford's triumph over Canelo was a historic event worthy of celebration on its own, without dragging Mayweather into every discussion. He also criticized the immaturity he sees when people insist on pitting fighters against each other. In his view, Floyd is retired and no longer relevant to the conversation. Instead, the spotlight